What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for the Real Housewives of Potomac Season 7 reunion part 3. So you guys, before we go ahead and get into the reunion, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, and you guys are not yet subscribed, do me a solid favor, stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribe to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video. And with that out the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into part 3 of the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. Thank God it's over. All right, guys, so before we get into the reunion, let's just go down the line of everything that has happened since part 2 of the reunion. So you guys remember last week, in part 2 of the reunion, Mia accused Wendy of sleeping with Peter, right? Well, after that, Peter decided he wanted to get on social media, per typical Peter, right? And address the situation with Mia, basically saying Mia's a liar, that he never slept with, he never did anything with Wendy. She's just making stuff up, which we knew that, right? You know, he said he only filmed with them for about 5 minutes. He don't know them like that. You know, Giselle, Robin, they cool people. But the other ones, he don't really know them like that. Well, after that, Mia decided that she wanted to put a video out of Peter and Wendy when they had dinner. Now, I don't know what Mia thought that video was proving. It proved nothing at all. I mean, if anything, you could clearly tell that Wendy was drunk in that video, a little drunk, a little tipsy, whatever you want to call it. But it wasn't nothing serious. Well, G then came out with a video after that, you know, basically saying that, you know, Peter, they've known him for a long time. He was the second man to hold their daughter after him. They gave Peter $60,000. I was like, oh shit, $60,000. And it just kept going on. Then Peter came out with another video. I was like, oh my God, why are the old grandpas going back and forth with each other? It's giving, y'all should text each other. So that was that. And then after that, we found out that Michael Darby is suing Candace for $2 million for defamation. I was like, I know you lying, sir. Your character has been defamed since you've been on this show. I feel like that is part of the reason why you've stepped away from this show. You have cheated on Ashley, and it has been televised on this show. You have grabbed numerous men's asses on this show. And if you're going to sue anybody, why don't you sue Robin, right? Because you definitely didn't sue Candace and Robin when they said that you want to suck Juan's dick. That you didn't sue for. But now that Candace says that, you know, you will go and pay this man to suck his dick, allegedly, you want to sue her for $2 million. Okay. Good luck with that one, sir. And then the cream of the crop, y'all. Baby, this is what had me on the flow in stitches. Katie Ross. Katie Ross had me in stitches, right? So Katie, I think, let me see when she tweeted this. This was on March the 4th, and I'm gonna read you guys verbatim Katie's tweet. Maybe next season on #RHOP, they will ask at Sharice Jordan about the night we had sex and I lied for her so she could get her settlement. Say what now? Maybe, question mark. I'm not bitter, just saying. Or maybe she is so entertaining, we will all be amazed as never. I never lie. Told Karen first, told my mom, I don't lie. And she also did say that she told her producer as well. I did see that she said she told her producer. So, this was on March the 4th. Yesterday, Katie had a lot of shit to say about god dang on Ashley Darby. So, on March the 5th, oh wait, damn, she talked about Sharice on Saturday. Then she came back yesterday and talked about Ashley. Goddamn Katie. Y'all know Katie does want to get back on the show as well. So Katie said, Ashley went on Watch What Happens Live and said, I have a hamster pussy. oh God, I didn't read that one. Oh, let's go back. Ashley went on Watch What Happens Live and said, I have a hamster pussy. So I will file tomorrow. Because that's a lie. Oh my God. She said, Ashley said, my vagina isn't amazing. Your boobs are fake. Sue me. Katie. Katie. Oh my God, you guys. Katie. I really hope and pray that Katie is okay, you guys. I know I know somebody. I think it was Tracy. Tracy had recently sent me an article about Katie that she had a job. I hope and pray that Katie has not slide back into her addiction. But that's all for the tea, you guys. Let's go ahead and get into this part 3 of the reunion. It was actually boring to me. I'm not talking about this. I'm not talking about the interview with Robin and Andy. I don't give a damn about that. If Robin is happy with Juan philandering and cheating on her, that's fine. It ain't got nothing to do with me. But let's pause here and move on into the reunion. So the reunion, you guys, we pick up where we ended last week with Mia and Jacqueline. Jacqueline has joined the stage, right? So Jacqueline says that Mia was never the CEO of the company, and she didn't see her mother. So Mia didn't see Jacqueline's mother on Mother's Day. Mia says, well, I was on the phone with her. Man, that's not the same thing. So Jacqueline also said that, Mia went to Atlanta, right? G thought that Mia was in Atlanta with another man, her ex. Mia says she wasn't with the ex, that she was with his mother. Girl, why are you seeing your ex's mother? Don't make any sense, right? So Jacqueline, I think Andy asked Jacqueline, so did you ever sleep with G? She says, I ain't never slept with G or any other married man for that. But Mia, however, has. So Mia then says that, she came after. So the keep your legs closed to married man bitch comment, Mia, you went a little further than what I think you probably meant to go. So Mia says she only came after Jacqueline because Jacqueline said that she needs to get more dick. I took what Jacqueline said to mean that you need to have more sex. Not that you need to get some actual dick. I took it that she just meant get more sex from G. But Mia says that nope, G is a prostate cancer survivor, and she lets it be known that he's impotent. I was like, oh wow. I don't think we wanted to know that. I don't think G wanted anybody to know his business, right? So, you guys know one of the main things that I have been saying this entire season with Jacqueline and Mia. Go back to any of my reviews. I've said it all season about Jacqueline and Mia. And it was proven right in this episode, this reunion. Jacqueline and Mia were lying the entire season about, I feel everything that they did was nothing but lies, right? I feel like they were doing it for shock value because the girls kept asking questions. So they just kept expounding upon the lies. They just kept expounding, right? I really do feel like that's what happened because you guys remember, Zelle asked Jacqueline and Mia, did G buy her car, right? So Jacqueline says G never bought her car. She paid for it and she has the title to prove it. And I was like, we knew that. I knew for a fact that they were lying. I don't even believe the story about Jacqueline sleeping with Mia's ex, right? Because Mia said that the sex was so good. I don't believe anything that Mia and Jacqueline have said all season long. I believe not a damn thing that has come out of their mouth. Now, if you guys believe them, that's on y'all. But I just knew that they were lying, right? I feel like Jacqueline was doing this just to help Mia with a storyline and stay on the show. And Jacqueline even said that she was doing that to help them, right? And I figured as much, right? I figured as much. So let's pause here and move forward. All right, you guys. So next up, Bob the Builder, aka Sharice, joins the stage, and I was just like, oh my God. So I do want to go back to Jacqueline's segment, right? Jacqueline's segment was boring as hell. Like, we didn't learn anything new. I knew that they were lying. And the same with Sharice. Sharice's storyline didn't. Sharice's segment gave nothing, right? So she's on the stage, and so you guys know Karen felt that Sharice was brought on the show by Robin and Giselle to basically come at Sharice, right? But Robin's like, oh no, Sharice is friends with everybody on the stage with the exception of Karen and Wendy. Candace loves her. Ashley loves her. Giselle loves her. So, she talks about how long they've known each other. They've known each other since 2002. Sharice has been a good friend to her. Girl, if you say so, right? So we also move on, and we ask the question of why Karen doesn't fuck with Sharice, right? So again, you guys know how I feel about Karen. You guys know that Karen is my girl, and I love Karen, right? But I'm never one of those people who will blindly follow somebody and not call them out when they're wrong, right? So with Karen, I love Karen down, but at the same time, I got to call Karen out. Karen, you lied, period, point blank, right? So they want to talk about Karen's mother's funeral, right? Now, here's my thing. I still stand with Karen when it comes to the funeral aspects. I get the fact that Sharice is trying to say she showed up to be supported, to support Karen, right? But if me and you haven't talked in a while, well, see, here's the thing. I am a different person than Karen, right? If me and somebody, if we didn't have even if we had a deep falling, even if it was a deep falling out, right? And we were once friends with each other, once cordial with each other, but we fell out, and you find out that my mom died, which you guys know my mom is deceased. But let me talk about my mom, because I want to talk about Karen and her mother. I want to be respectful of that, right? But for me with my mom, right, there were some people in my life that I wasn't close to. I hadn't talked to in a long time, right? But I said to certain people in my family, like, if this person reaches out to me, that'll open up a door, right? If you reach out to me in my time of grief, that'll open up a door. So I wouldn't have felt the way, I wouldn't feel like Karen felt, but we can't tell people how they should feel, right? So Sharice says that they were cool at that point of her mother's funeral, right? Baby, when Karen pulled out that nail file and started filing her nails, I was like, oh my God. So Sharice also says that when it comes down to Karen, she didn't know that she had an issue with Karen, or Karen had an issue with her, right? Because she was invited to Karen's La Dame launch. She was invited to Karen's 55th birthday. And this was all 2018, 2019, right? So Karen says, well, she didn't invite Sharice to those things. It was Matt that invited her, right? But Karen, Matt can't invite people to your own event without your permission. So as much as I love Karen, we got to call it what it is. It was a lie, Karen. So Andy then says to Karen that, it wasn't the girls who brought Sharice back, that Bravo had reached out to Sharice. Sharice never reached out to them to come around, right? It was them who reached out to Sharice. And to that, I ask, for what? What has Sharice ever brought to this show? I know Sharice brought the show to Bravo, but outside of bringing Real Housewives of Potomac to Bravo, what the has Sharice ever brought to this show? Let's pause right here real quick, right, you guys? I want to talk about something that is plaguing me and bothering me in my spirit and in my soul. So, did you guys see the video? It ain't even got nothing to do with the dancing. It just shows the divide in this group, and it leads to the colorist stuff, right? Again, I don't believe that the women are colorists, but it makes you go, So there's a video of Boy Robin, Saturn's Rings, Hey Arnold, Stewie, Oompa Loompa, Bob the Builder, and The Mask. They're all in the video with each other, right? And they're doing one of those TikToks dance. But you notice in the video, there's no Candace, there's no Wendy, and there's no Karen. I feel like season 8 is just gonna be a repeat of season 7. Bravo needs to nip it in the bud. Like, one, you gotta hold these ladies' feet to the fire, right? I'm getting ahead of myself, but Candace said something very, very, very poignant and enlightening in this episode when she called Giselle her, her close to white ass, and using her proximity to whiteness on this show. And I saw on social media where so many people were upset with Candace for saying that, right? I tweeted, Candace spoke nothing but facts, right? Because let's just run down the line, right? Candace and let's just scratch Candace out real quick. Giselle, Robin, Ashley, even Karen. I love Karen, but even Karen, those four have not had a storyline on this show in quite some time, right? But they skate by each and every season. And even with Karen and with Giselle, right? They are the first two right beside Andy. What have they done this season that landed them that spot right next to Andy? Nothing, right? But they're sitting next to Andy, and they had no storyline this season. That is them using that light skin privilege, the proximity to whiteness. They ain't done nothing, but they're sitting right beside Andy. The only people who actually had a storyline this season, Candace. We saw Candace's story. Ashley's story was bullshit. Robin kept her story off the show. Karen had no story. Giselle had no story. She kept it off the show. Mia made up so many stories. I don't know what the hell was what. Wendy had a story, but the thing is, they were exiling Wendy they were trying to ice Wendy out of the show. That's what you see with Wendy. So y'all can get mad about that whole comment. I'm not even gonna talk about it again. I've already talked about it. Y'all can get mad about it. Y'all can feel how y'all want to feel. I was Team Candace. I don't give a damn how y'all feel. Like, I see a lot of people who, and let's point this out right here, right quick. There are still people who are upset at Candace for talking about Giselle's dwindling uterus. Oh, she always body shames. Forehead, neck and ankles and all this stuff, and dwindling uterus, right? Y'all want to bring this bullshit up, but let's just talk. And again, you guys know I love me some Karen, right? But I'm never going to just because I love somebody gloss over shit that they've done, right? Let's go back to this season 6, the first group event that they had when Wendy revealed her new body, right? Remember, with Giselle, when her and Karen got into it, Karen called her a broken whore from Hampton and said that she had a hot box, right? So it's okay for Karen to call Giselle a whore and say that she has a fiery puss, but Candace God forbid Candace mentions anything about these women's body. They've talked about Giselle's stove-pipe legs, body shaming. But when Candace does it, it's a fucking issue. Y'all are hypocrites. And that once again leads to the colorism that people want to gloss over. Oh God, I can't with y'all. Some of y'all, not all of y'all, but some of y'all, right? But back to where we are, right? So now here's the thing that if you guys, let me know in the comment section. So Sharice is saying that Karen has spread rumors about her because Andy brought up all the things that Sharice said about her. And Sharice said Karen talked about her. Now, please enlighten me. Did Karen ever say anything negative about Sharice on the show? Besides the shade that she threw at her, calling her a has-been leprechaun and all that kind of stuff? Karen never once said anything negative about Sharice. But Sharice, and that's the other issue when it comes to Potomac. These women bring up all these rumors and they bring them to the show. And that's all the show is. It's a rumor mill. It's the rumor report. Like, that's all that they do. And it's disgusting, right? So then Andy talks to Mia about, the rumor that she has. So Mia says, well, she's not going to bring it up because it's family. That's the problem with Mia, too. Mia just lies for no fucking reason. It's just, oh, God. I hope Karen finds out who the person is and sue the shit out of them. Let's pause here and move forward, you guys. Honestly, you guys, I don't want to talk about this next segment because it's about Robin. And we all know Robin's story is complete. BULLSHIT, right? Congratulations to her and Juan. If they like it, I love it. I don't give a damn. So she tells us that they got married. They did get a prenup, but there's no infidelity clause, right? Because, she says she didn't want to set herself up. I'm like, okay, girlfriend, if that's what you got to say, tell yourself that, right? So Andy asked Karen about the girl that, she talked about in the episode, right? So Karen said, Ron was like, but you don't have any pictures. And the whole time I'm watching this, I'm thinking to myself, girl, the stupidest thing, Robin is so dumb. Like, you're sitting here talking about Karen had no pictures, but yet instead you sat here and you knew that there was a woman in Canada that Juan was talking to. And you don't want to believe that it was sexual, but he went to the hotel, he put his card down. You think he didn't get anything in return for putting his card down? But she was allegedly with a Baltimore Ravens player. Why she didn't call the Baltimore Ravens player that she was dating, that she came to visit? Why did she reach out to Juan? You are stupid as hell, right? Then I said I wasn't going to talk about the Watch What Happens Live thing, but let's go ahead and just talk about it real quick, right? So the Watch What Happens Live thing, she doesn't believe that they slept together, right? She didn't understand why Candace was so upset. Y'all crucified her husband. Like, y'all made up lies about her husband. And he was storyline for so many women, right? But you had a storyline, Robin. You did not tell your story. You could have, I would have looked at Robin so much differently if Robin had been open and honest, right? I get Robin is saying that they worked through the issues, right? And I get her saying that it's not just her that's in the relationship. True enough. But the thing this season was Karen kept asking about you getting married. I get it. You don't want to tell Karen. You don't have to tell Karen, right? But Robin is just delusional, and she just got on my fucking nerves, right? I know people out there like Robin, my bestie. I know you love Robin. Phil, I know you love Robin, right? But again, like I said earlier, if Robin likes it, I love it, right? But what I'm not going to do is give Robin a pass, right? Because you wanted to say that you guys are on a reality TV show, you're supposed to show your real lives, but you did not show your real life. Giselle did not show her real life. Ashley did not show her real life. Karen, not showing her real life. Only thing that Karen showed in this season is her and Charisse, right? Because I feel like Bravo and somebody else had it out for Karen to bring Charisse, Bob the Builder built ass on here to come at Karen, to make Karen work for that check. Like, get the oh, y'all getting them. I'm so glad that the reunion is over. I'm happy that it's over, right? I'm so glad that it's over. I'm so glad that it's over. So Andy brought up the Copen lawsuit, right? Robin, I think you should have just sat there and said nothing, because you probably made things worse, right? Because you're sitting here saying that the wrongdoings that are being accused by Juan are not true. You shouldn't have said that, right? You should have said, from what Juan is telling me, he followed everything to the letter. And then for her to sit there and say that they are using Juan as clickbait. Girl, who the fuck is Juan Dixon for anybody to use him as any kind of clickbait? Get the fuck out of here. Let's pause here and we're finna wrap this shit up. So the men joined the stage, right? But I know that I want to talk about something that's not in my notes right here, because they talked, before the men left, Andy wanted to ask Ray, how does he feel about the things that they've said about his wife? Ray doesn't like the things that they said about his wife, right? And Robin was rolling her eyes. And here's my thing. So Robin, Watch What Happens Live, right? Because I didn't watch all. I watched it all, but I wasn't taking any notes on it, right? Because I had tuned out at that point, right? So Robin is a hypocrite, because Andy asked her, like, you're talking like, this stuff with Juan, but you guys had said so much stuff about Karen. And she's like, well, I never said anything about Ray. And Andy was like, but that's his marriage. You're talking about his wife, his marriage. That you're saying that she's sleeping around and doing this kind of stuff. But that's, as she said, I never said anything about Ray. I said it about Karen. But it's semantics, Robin. Your husband, roommate, whatever, was cheating on you, right? And you had proof. Like, that's my whole thing. And she's talking about she wanted Karen to bring it up on the show. Why? You, Olivia Pope told everyone, you get ahead of the story. You stay ahead of the narrative. Nobody can make anything up about you if you stay ahead of the narrative. Robin is full of crap, you guys. I just can't with Robin. So we talked. So the husband's joined, right? I did feel bad for G when Andy asked him about Mia's health, and he broke down crying, right? I felt G's pain, right? Because he was worried about losing the love of his life and the fact that they have young children, right? So I felt G's pain. I felt for G. I really did feel bad for G. Andy brought up the allegations of, if he's ever slept with any of Mia's friends. He said he never slept with any of her friends, Jacqueline included, right? And I think we all knew that. Right? So then he brought up the Peter Thomas girlfriend, right? And if they ever slept together, G said he never slept with her. He said there was never no penetration. So I think maybe what happened is, maybe Mia and the woman were intimate with each other, and Gordon, he probably had a little foreplay, like kissing and touching her and fondling, right? But he didn't penetrate her. So then we move over to Chris, you guys. And for me, when it comes down to Chris, right, you guys, I always say believe the woman, right? And Candace made a very, very valid point with Giselle. Like, you are the reason why so many women don't come forward about anything like that, because there are women out here who will lie about anything, right? So Chris said, for the sake of argument's sake, right? Let's say that I did ask you to go to your room, right? But when we got there, your team wasn't there, and you still see. Here's my issue when it comes to Giselle, right? Here's my issue. Her team wasn't there, but you still went in the room. If you felt uncomfortable, and I'm not taking away anything from Giselle, right? But if you felt as uncomfortable as you say you felt, right, why did you still go into the room? Or here's the thing that you could have done. And Chris said it. You could have said, we can talk right here. You can either talk in the door or talk in the hallway if you feel so uncomfortable going in the room. But he said even he went in the room, he left the door open, and then when you told him to leave, he left. So then they wanted to know, what did Chris do to make you feel uncomfortable? She said he didn't do anything to make her feel uncomfortable. But then she says the fact that Chris had been drinking. Now I get that, right? I'm not taking anything away from Giselle, right? She had very valid points, right? The optics wouldn't look right. Chris is drunk. He's been drinking, so you don't want anybody to insinuate that you're sleeping with your friend's husband. So I got that. And I'm not going to attack Giselle, but Giselle, the fact that you just kept saying that this man needed to apologize for what he did to you. He didn't do anything to you. You asked him to leave. He left. And I was so here for Candace when she called her a gutter snipe bitch ass. Because that's exactly what Giselle is. Like, fuck out of here, Giselle. Like, that shit just blew me. And I don't even really like defending. Just gotta be honest, right? And let me take that back. I don't really like, for me, I always say defend the woman, defend the woman, defend the woman. But I can't defend said woman because Giselle is full of crap. It's bull. So for season 8 of Potomac, you guys, I'm gonna be back for season 8, obviously, right? But I think that Potomac might need to do a reset, right? I think they might need to take a pause. I think Potomac should be on pause for right now. I think Potomac needs a little bit of a pause. I think they need to sit down with the women, and I think that they need to tell them these rumors. Do not bring a rumor on this show if you cannot substantiate it, right? If you can't substantiate this rumor, don't bring it to the fucking show. And that goes for everybody. Karen, Candace, Wendy, Mia, Giselle, Robin, Ashley, Bob the Builder, if they bring her back. That goes for all the women. Don't bring rumors to this show if you cannot prove the rumor. If you don't have any proof, don't show it, don't say it, don't mention it. and leave the husbands and the marriages alone. That is my issue when it comes to Potomac. Potomac goes low. Like it's low, like the relationships, the marriages, Giselle, they're low hanging fruit, and it's bothersome and it's infuriating, right? I just can't continue to sit here and watch this show if that's what they're going to continuously do. Attack the marriages, attack families. Like we gotta get away from this. It has to get back to being fun shade. It just has to get back. It got to get away from this. It's got to get away from this. We have not really had a great season of Potomac since season 5 of Potomac was the dark season, right? Season 6, we came back. It was just a little bit light, but then they had all the stuff with Wendy. Season 7, we're back into a dark era. We have got to get away from the darkness when it comes to Potomac. We've got to. But that's it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about the Potomac reunion. Like I said once before, thank God that season 7 of Potomac is a wrap. That's all I got, you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel. Turn your post notifications on. Share the video, you guys. Until the next time, you guys, please stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys for Real Housewives of Miami. I still have not watched the last 2 episodes, but I'll watch them before we get to the reunion, and I'll have those up for you guys later this week. I will catch you guys then, and I'll see you guys later tonight for a live review of Basketball Wives. Bye, guys.